I don't know. Because now that we're ready to talk about it, I feel like.
Probably should have just record.
Alright,
Don't
yeah.
say nothing.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, welcome to Wasted Wisdom, everybody. Glad that you're here with us again. Today we're going to talk about some real nigga shit.
Is it real nigga shit though, dog?
Alright, what would you call it?
I don't know, because that's the point. We go through dilemmas in life, mental dilemmas, because we feel like we're the only ones going through it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And then you put extra pressure on yourself because you don't think anybody else can relate.
Correct.
And you feel like, oh my God, now they're going to judge me because I'm like a weird nigga for feeling the way I feel.
True. Oh, that's why you said, is it really real nigga shit?
Yeah.
Because am I just alone in this shit?
Yeah.
So then it wouldn't be even
real nigga shit.
It's like me nigga shit.
You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder if that's how people who get depressed feel, you know what I mean? Because I can't self-proclaim and say I am depressed or blah 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 blah. I don't subscribe to that.
I don't think you're depressed. Cause to me, based on the symptoms of like major depressive disorder, I don't think.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even want to subscribe to that because I feel like them things are really serious and it's not something you just get up and be like, yeah, so that person over there said they had these symptoms, so and I have these symptoms, and I went to WebMD, and it says depression, so it's depression, and I joined in the club now. Wanna have cookies? Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, so I guess everybody feel bad sometimes, just with varying degrees.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I guess I'll talk about myself in terms of when that sunken place kind of come up, when you're kind of in that dark night of the soul type vibe. I mean, because I've been through it so many times, especially like since university days, it gets easier. But at the same time, it's like, you remember that first time. I remember the very first time I was in that sunken place, that dark space. And it was that second year of university when it was very clear I was not going to succeed at anything ever.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Jason, why did you think this? Did you have evidence to suggest that this was true? And for me, it was like, well, I'm studying psychology, but I really want to be a psychologist. I'm in a band, and I can't take criticism. What else was happening? I don't remember.
Your relationship?
No, I never having a girl, dog. I never having a girl. But I was still dealing with something that had fallen through 2 years before, right? I hadn't gotten over that. And I was very aware of the fact that I wasn't over it. So I was like, there's no chick, there's no cash, and there's no clout. So therefore, what the fuck am I?
Fraud.
Yeah, exactly, dog. Fraud. I'm not really doing anything. And for me, it's like, then you think to yourself, yo, you see all those little fuckers from school, not even university, you know, just like high school, hell, maybe even prep school, dog.
Yeah.
You just think to yourself like, yo, I can't let people see that I never became shit.
Damn. It's like one of those movies where people grow up and they're having like a high school reunion and you're like, yo, John Oster, you know, go.
Bumble blood. Yo! Exactly that's it, dog.
I go have to like put on a face and pretend like I'm some CEO of some technologies company, or tell them say I'm a doctor, even though I know, I did flunk out of the first year of med school.
Yeah.
Or some crap like that.
Some shit like that, dog. Or I have to be like, yeah, I'm a spy. Don't talk to me. Or some shit. I don't know. But the thing is, that kombucha. I don't know. I didn't understand at the time that I was still becoming something, right? So I've been then in the cocoon, and I was like, "Wow, why am I in the cocoon?" Blah blah blah. When in reality, I was like, "Dog, I'm in a cocoon. Like I'm gonna change, you know. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, I'm gonna have to become this gelatinous, nasty shit thingy, and then I'm gonna come out and gonna be a fucking butterfly, which." Is interesting because you could say I did it already, like I emerged already, but at the same time, it's like, as a human, it's like you kind of go back into the cocoon to become something else, to become something else, to become something else. It never really stops.
So, as the title of this podcast
Yeah.
stipulates, does it ever change?
Does it get better?
Does it get better? And I mean,
evidently.
yeah, and at the risk of sounding negative and you know me, I have to put out my disclaimers and thing, because I'm not saying this is not going to be a positive podcast or a positive discussion, but I want to highlight the parts that people don't normally talk about. You know what I mean? Like how they actually feel while they're going through discovering that, hey, it does get better, you know. You understand? Because sometimes I feel like you go listen to a motivational speaker, you know, and I'm like, yeah, man, it gets better with time, and you know, heights of great may reach and can't run out the thing by a sudden flight. But they were the companions that were toiling up her through the night, and you know,
What's up, Blank?
you know what I mean, and pain is weakness leaving the body. You know, but who?
I'd actually never heard that one before. That's kind of good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's that, and it's like
I was gonna say something so fucked up. I was gonna say the Miles Monroe said that.
Wow.
I actually don't know, but anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I usually hear them in gym motivational talks.
Oh, like that dude that's like, if you wanna be successful, you have to want it as much as you want to breathe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I totally butchered that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, but it's be like you gasping for oxygen or for air, I should say. Yeah. Whatever though. But what I want is highlight how it feels going through it, dog. And it's like sometimes it feel like you just want to take a random car, don't know where the car going. You just want to step out, jump in a car. You don't drive in it. Somebody just drive you, drop you off somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you just start walk. That's what it feel, man. You just feel like you are alone in the middle of a desert or in the middle of a cane field, and then the rain start fall.
Like, remember when you actually, Scott also said this, but there was some point where it's like, yo, we need to go back to the wilderness, dog. I just need to just be in it. Just be surrounded by just bush and shrub and dirt and nothing. For just recalibrate. That's what that makes me think of. And so it's like, even when you go Old Harbor and you have like the cane fields on the side, like there's so many times I'm just like, yo, left me right here, so. And I just want to just walk in the middle of that shit.
Just want to be nomadic.
Yeah.
For like a period of time. Let's go on a journey. Alone.
Yeah.
You know, just step out of everything that's happening around you, like fucking and then bills and
honestly, dog.
And this heat.
Honestly, like I can't even sleep in the heat, dog.
And 2020.
Yeah, that too.
Does make you feel like you go crazy, bro. And then you're at home this entire time. Feel like you're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You try to do a course online and you start, and within the first two hours you're like, alright, yeah, probably 2 hours even too much. First 2 hours you say, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, like I started some like digital marketing thing, and I'm like, yeah, this might still, but the subscription going to run out soon. So I have to go buy the actual subscription now.
Bro,
And I'm like, yeah, I
bro.
mean, are raping the shit out of me, despite the fact that I had a power cut and no water. So I don't really get why my...
Imagine, and then dog, it's like, yo, it's like, it's almost like it's a vendetta, because it's like the place hot, and then by the time certain hours reach a night, no water.
Yeah, and then mosquito.
And then mosquitoes.
Fuck.
Like, wow. Then Sahara dust.
Yeah, there's that too. So if you sign us, get fucked.
Yeah, I mean,
we
so
we
the
feel
place
your
hot
pain.
and dry,
Yeah.
and there's no water for like wash off and cool down.
Or if you do wash off and cool down, you're gonna get hot in like 2 minutes. Like it's long time I want hot water in a dog, but I never met like this dog.
Everything is like compounded, because we just highlight these little things, but it's like, and then imagine all of that, you get laid off for your work. You know what I mean? You don't have. It's almost like you feel like you don't have nothing to look forward to. And then it's like 2020 it's just not ending. And then every month it's like another pestilence. It's almost like
The plagues, dog.
it's like a plague.
And I'm Pharaoh.
You know what I mean?
Let my people go. And I'm just like, fuck you.
I mean, I'm the people, dog. I want to be let go, bro.
I want to the promised land, dog.
I'm the people. Let me go, bro. Jesus.
Real talk, dude.
And then you see everybody going outside, dog. And I don't, because I feel like we need to talk about these things, because I feel like we're pretending, or we're trying to pretend like we don't feel no way sometimes. And we're not seeing what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, even just the conversation a while ago where she was saying, yo, oh, yeah, so COVID gone now. I'm like, what do you mean COVID gone now? What that mean? Like,
Why am I wearing a mask?
why we still wearing masks then? And why we still have a curfew?
COVID, good.
You know what I mean? It don't gone, don't trick yourself.
Just like police brutality in a garden now. Alright? When we start talking about these shits, in a garden now.
So now because you don't hear about it that much.
Exactly.
Still there.
Yeah.
I mean, right, and then now it's like 2020 is like a year of impending doom. Like every month, every month, and now it's like, all right, what's going to happen in July? Lucky number July.
Honestly, dog. Yo, but you did hear it's like the Mayan calendar actually got misread, and apparently this week is supposed to be the end of the month.
Yeah. I remember reading something like that.
So if you hear this, then I guess you survived. So congratulations to you. Big up yourself. But yeah, we have like 3 days left for this week, so we'll see what happens. Or 4, whatever. However you want to come to. But
I don't know, brother. I feel like
the walls are closing in.
Yeah, and then between the ages of 25 and 35, it's like I feel people within those age ranges that feel so much pressure, dog. Not saying everybody not feeling pressure, you know. But I'm just focusing on people in my age,
Our
this
generation,
age
dog.
range. Yeah,
Generation Y.
I just feel like we feel so pressured. Like, look on the taxis.
Wait, taxis or taxis?
Taxis.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
You understand?
But the taxi them too. You know what I mean?
Brother, man, sure. What did you tell me?
No, but everybody going through it, dog. Shit.
Yeah, no, brother. Tax them gone sky high. I can't even buy a little shirt off of Amazon without it cost me all 10 grand.
Like, you know what's messed up? Like, I meant to tell you this like one of ways, but you know, I'll tell you one of ways. Right? I'm not gonna tell you right now because they don't mention to tell you in front of everybody and everything. But yeah.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. And then you look on the pay grade. You look on the amount of money you work so hard, and the money where you get is basically a pay your rent, pay back your student loan, pay back for your car, pay JPS,
Yeah, dog. You pay to survive, you don't pay to live.
and then you ask yourself, when is it all going to end? Is this the rest of our lives? Is this what we're here for? To just pay bills every day?
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
then you hear your parents say shit like, but you had more at this age than we did.
And then you start wondering, what do you mean? What's the more? $100 can't even buy a buckle of water again, in a brother.
That's true, dog. This is like that small ass one. It's like a sip.
But it gets better. Right?
I mean, okay. Let's look at it from a timeline type thing, right? So you're that in a primary school, prep school, elementary school, right? That there was some shit going on at that time. Did that pass? Technically, yes. Technically, that did pass, right? The fuckeries of that time. I don't have those fuckers anymore. You don't have those fuckers anymore. Bypass that long time. High school fuckery. Do I have that fuckery going on with? No, I don't. You don't have those either. Bypass that too. Graduate from that. 20s fuckery. I mean, I'm out of mine now. So, I guess it's whatever, but still, like, I don't know that. Like, so I turned 31 recently, and it dawned on me, like, oh, this is just the rest of your life. You get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, fuck, this is gross. I don't like this. This is, like, and it's weird, honestly, dog. And here's the thing. When I'll do the self-inquiry, all I'll hear is the same shit. So I'll say, why is it that I don't have more money? And you know what the fucker tell me that?
Oh.
Because you don't want more money. And I'm like,
wow.
what? What do you mean I don't want more? It's like, well, think about it. If you really wanted more money, why don't you have it? Because you don't really care about money, dog. You just care about the things. That's what you care about. Like, if you want love, you give love. If you want other shit, you give it.
So wait, so are you saying that we can just believe someone gonna have money and it just come?
I doubt it highly. It didn't work for me. I
Why
tried.
could I do that, you know?
Yeah, honestly, like I used to play lotto, like sometimes, especially when I was like really fucking broke. This is like 10 years ago.
So you find money for play lotto and you broke.
You have to save up that. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy.
Call it investment. It's not an investment, guys. It really isn't. I mean, granted, some people win money, but I won like 6 bills. Which is interesting. That means I actually made back the money.
Could I buy a box food?
I just made back the money I spent buying the tickets because I bought like 6. So it worked out. But so I don't know, dude. What was I saying? Yeah, so basically you go through life, you go through these different stages of life, and then you realize you got through all of them. But then you kind of just traded those old problems for new problems.
Yeah.
So,
in a sense, you're saying it gets better.
I've been burping a lot. I'm sorry.
In a sense, it gets better, yeah, peeps. It gets better. Sometimes I honestly don't feel that way sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly don't feel that way. But I guess
you're not alone.
Better. You're not alone.
So
not alone. There's a lot of negatives we could be looking at for this year. A lot of people lost parents, lost friends, lost cousins, lost neighbors,
or had scares.
Condolences to Shensia.
She lost somebody?
Yeah, she lost her mom.
Gratitude. Rest in peace. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't know that. Okay.
A lot of people going through a lot of hardship in this time. People lose their job. You see me? Why? But we have to always hold on to the fact that it gets better.
I'll tell you what I had to do. So before I was in my last job, and that job was like 7 years. Uh, I didn't really know what was going to happen, and all I ended up doing was, and again, this is just my advice. I realize that my advice don't necessarily work for other people, so take what works for you. But I would try to be very proactive, and then try and like make sure I try to make change happen, and try and get my life to be this way and in that, whatever, and get this and do that and blah blah blah. And it just never worked. And I realized actually recently why. Because you're not really in control. It's really just you trying to muscle your way through life. You're just trying to use your ego to dictate where you're supposed to go and where you're going to do what you're going to do and all that shit. But it doesn't actually work. Then you have to kind of just let go and let God, which I know is ironic coming from me.
I was just about to say that,
But it flipping works, dude. I can't suggest anything else. Because you'll be busting your brain trying to figure out like how to do this, how to do that, da 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 da. And then the last thing you would ever do is nothing. Because it just looks lazy. And not to mention, when you're a kid, you're probably shamed into, you're sitting back, you don't know what to do, you're waiting, and then people just look at you and they're like, oh, you're lazy. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Pick up a book.
Wow. You okay?
Nope. Yeah, if you ever seen that Cartel song, don't. Oh, you weren't thinking.
No, now I'm thinking the Cartel song.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking about
See,
it.
that's what I tell you. 2020 has been a bad year, guys. Like
Even Cartel,
dog. He's not okay, dog. So fuck. Anyway, I'm trying to like liven it up. Okay, so
I have to try liven it up because, as I said, I don't want it to be one of those podcasts where we just say, okay, nothing bad is happening. Let's just focus on the positive. You know what I mean? Good can't exist without evil.
True.
You understand? And the fact of the matter is, we're going through some shit.
Yeah.
We're all going through some shit.
Yeah.
But will we always be going through this shit? I don't think so.
No, we're not. But then that's kind of where I then went to. So like when you let go and let God, like you see certain things just change, dog, and you wonder how. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, but that kind of makes sense. That wasn't that far-fetched. But how did I miss that? Because you're trying to muscle your way through life and you're trying to figure out a problem. You're looking at it too deep, or you're looking at it too much from the surface, or
you remember a conversation we had, well, obviously off air, where I was saying there's power in stillness.
Yeah.
And how when we were raised, the way we were raised to always trying to fix things, or always try to do something.
And if something is wrong, it's like, yo, I have to do something. I need my peace back.
And I honestly, again, this is not a religious podcast, but I think that's why also prayer works.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because prayer requires you to stop. Take a moment, talk to God about what's happening, and leave it in His hands.
And if you don't believe in God, like, talk to life,
or
talk to friends,
or
somebody, just talk.
Whatever energies you believe in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And allow the process to take its course. You understand? It's just like medicine and side effects. You have some side effects to medication, and you're not going to stop take the medication. You're not going to stop taking antibiotics. You understand? The medication run its course, and then you get better.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like you're doing something, right? The chemicals in the medication are doing
the work. So just like that, the environment that we're in right now, there's a lot of things happening. And I'm saying that some of us not doing, or some of us aren't the cause of our problems.
Yeah, we largely are, to be honest.
You understand? But sometimes we need to take our time, pray, meditate, find some way just to be still. You understand? Be still and allow whatever is happening to run its course and not try to control everything, because in the grand scheme of things, we are not in control.
Even though I know you're going to feel like you want to control it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's one of those nagging things, dog. It's like, especially when you really hate something, or you really feel like, yo, man, I got dead if we not do something. No. You know what I mean? That's why I gave the disclaimer initially of like, listen, you don't have to take the advice. Because in certain situations, you really do need to do something.
That's why I said it depends. You're the captain of your ship. You understand?
Mm.
But you don't control the weather. You don't control the seas. You control your boat.
Yeah.
Or you control the ship. Whichever one you want to envision.
Sails or
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You control how you're going to weather that storm. You understand? And sometimes, instead of doing the most, especially like using a sailing analogy, instead of doing the most, sometimes you just need to pull down your sails and go with the tide.
Mm-hmm. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
As you know, it's funny. I was listening to Alan Watts the other day, and he was saying like basically the same thing, right? Where, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go down this road because now people really gonna get depressed, and I really don't want them to misinterpret what I'm saying. But I guess I'll say it. So basically, what he was saying was that, yo, there couldn't be anything more pointless or fruitless or stupid, kind of, than to resist what is, right? Just go with the flow. Yes, we are all headed for that waterfall. That's true. But there's literally nothing you can do about it. You can try fight it and all this crap and blah, blah, blah.
That don't mean enough to wear your mask outside, you know, and sanitize your hand.
While you're going with the flow in the river.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, please, no one needs to get sick unnecessarily. Like, you know what I mean? But we're all heading towards death. But a lot of us live like we're trying to avoid it rather than just living life and taking those risks because we're afraid of impending doom and judgment and whatever the fuck else we're afraid of. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like, yo, but you're not going to evade it. You might even cause it. So why not just enjoy what's happening now? Because really and truly, that what you resist persists anyway. So if you really wanted it to stop, it's really going to be an attitude change first and foremost that's going to get you there. So that's what I did. Like every single time I get to this kind of point, it's just like, especially like when quarantine was at its peak, and I was just having these very weird, heavy, just these headaches, and I never get headaches. I'm like, all right, you know, I'm just gonna have to sit with this and just let myself feel it. And wouldn't you know it, it passed. But it didn't pass without a message. It didn't pass without telling me something like, dog, you know, so you know, pre how you do this, you know, pre how you treat this person, you know, pre that you've neglected that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's true. And by doing that, those headaches, I haven't had a headache since then. You know, my skin starts scratching me now, so there's probably something else I need to pre. But that's the point. You know, our bodies communicate, life communicates, people communicate with us about shit that's going on. Things to adjust, things to recalibrate, whatever the hell.
You have to check your energy versus the energy in the environment. See how the energy in your environment is affecting you and how you are affecting the energy in the environment. And yeah, 2020 is a hell of a year. A lot of people say, bring me to 2021.
Yeah, right.
But 2021 going to have its problems too. Probably not like 2020.
Honestly, dog, you remember People Watching, right? That show on on YouTube. Here's the thing. Remember that episode in season 2 where they were talking about 2017? Oh,
yes.
2017, man. I thought that was the end of the world. I watched that the other day. I could not stop laughing. I'm like, y'all niggas think this is bad?
Yeah, I
Are you
remember that.
joking?
I remember that.
Oh my
I remember
God,
that
dude.
episode.
Right? Now we've had 4 years at Trump,
And I
and
guess,
no one cares.
but I guess, but remember that episode. That was the whole point of that episode, because they're like, yo, we're having we thought we had a bad year that year,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're still going through a lot of different things in the present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So, and funnily enough, those things subsided.
Yeah.
Those things passed. But now in 2020 is the same lesson. It's the exact same lesson.
And it's
It will pass.
just jarring and daunting because we're going through it right now.
Yeah. But it always, to me, honestly, dog, I can't stress this enough. It will always feel worse if you say, no, this shouldn't be happening. It always feels so much worse. And instead, if you just,
Accept that it is happening.
yeah, you just is like, oh, okay. Or even if you feel bad, accept that. Because some people actually feel bad and then hate on the fact that they're feeling bad.
Right, which is the whole point of this podcast. Not to push your feelings under a rug and be like, oh yes, it's a sunny day, it's a beautiful day, and nothing is going wrong.
Yeah, let's get wasted.
Yeah. It's more so to say, all right, in spite of all these things that are happening to me, I will allow these things to run their course, but that will not stop me from attaining the goals that I have had set out to achieve. So it might not be this year, it might be 2021, it might be 2022, but I'm going to get what I am going after.
Yeah. And also, if you ever realize anything you've achieved thus far in your life, chances are, when you set out to achieve it in the first place, the person you were then is not the person you were when you actually achieved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you started out, you never really know nothing. You think you didn't know things, you never know things. You never know nothing. Now it's like,
now you're learning.
yeah. And it's the same process now.
Yeah, we're learning how to handle a lot of things. We see now that, hey, technology is important. See now that, hey,
Washing your hands is important.
It's good to communicate and to learn about the people around you.
Wash your food. Don't eat bats. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Sorry,
bro.
Yeah, very on the nose, I'm sorry.
I mean, test the energies of the people around you. A lot of people are at home now with family or at home with people who they never even knew that this is how they were, because they got all the time to spend with them now.
True.
You understand? And this time is probably even teaching you how to value family and to be grateful that you at least have people around you to support you through times like this. And even if you don't have anybody around you right now, you know what I mean, it shows you that, hey, I actually do value relationships, or I do value friendships, or
yeah, that's very true. Trust me, as much as I love being an introvert, like, it's very hard to just like be at home. So I'll just like go out and just like go for a walk, just sit down and just look at people, just cause it's people.
Weirdo.
Yeah,
Joke,
kind of
I'm
weird.
joking.
Okay, well, yeah, dude. People matter, dog. You are people. You matter too.
You matter too.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
Mm.
Hopefully that helps. I don't know. It's funny.
It gets better.
Yeah, honestly, dog, I really can probably see myself listening to this in like the future. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm sad. Let me listen to that episode. What do you call it again? The sad one. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And saying it gets better doesn't mean you're going to like instantly feel better. It takes time. With everything it takes time.
Just go through the pain, right?
Yeah.
Pain is important because let's face it, if you were just feeling good all the time, you wouldn't feel good ever again, because you kind of need the peaks and the troughs of life. This is just a blood clot trough. Just, you know what I mean? So, yeah. that means the peak is just going to be that much sweeter. So, yeah. You want the questions?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Ever since I can remember, I really have regrets. Anyway, forget it. Ever since I can remember, I have struggled to laugh, have fun, and connect with people. Why is this, and how do I change it?
You go first.
Okay. Well, it's funny. You had kind of said something initially where I kind of agree with. I don't know. I agree with that answer because I genuinely don't know what the answer to this is. But because I mean, the thing is, it could vary so widely.
Mhm.
What is this called? Anhedonia or some shit? No, it's not anhedonia. Man, I don't know what to call this, what to label this. I don't know. This kind of even just looks like depression in a certain way, where it's like if you have the difficulty in laughing, having fun, connecting with people, that is particularly chronic and acute. How the fuck do I answer this thing?
Alright. My time.
Go ahead.
Ever since I can remember, I have struggled to laugh, have fun, and connect with people, particularly in, although not limited to relationship. Why is this, and how do I change it? The reason we can't answer the question, Jason, is because we don't know what trauma this brother went through to cause him not to be able to laugh.
Yeah.
The most I can say is, brother, you have to go check your childhood trauma. You have to go open Pandora's box. And you have to check and see what is it that when I was growing up reinforced these negative reactions that I have towards socialization.
To be honest, I think you're gonna need professional help at that.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying ever since I can remember, that means that whatever you would be trying to remember, you can't remember. It's almost like the persona you have right now came up right at the tail end of that trauma. So you don't really remember shit. All you know is that this is who you are and you're just not enjoying life. And you've seen other people enjoy life and it's very clear that something is off. So that's what I think personally.
Yeah. So I say seek professional help, because I believe that is stemming from the childhood. Some child trauma that made you feel like, oh yeah,
you can't connect.
I don't want to connect.
But you know what's also interesting? Like, because when you're a little baby, most important thing is that you have that connection with your mother, right? So is your mother, you know your mom? Are you adopted? Like, are you like an orphan? Or were you raised in an orphanage or a boys' home or something like that? So those are the kind of things that could imply that you'd have a difficulty connecting. And yeah, those are the type of things that could lead to some real psychological disorders, maybe like a conduct disorder or something like that. But honestly, we don't even know how old you are either. So that's another thing. Don't really know what you've been doing in your life since. So it's a difficult kind of question to answer. I suppose we won't be able to answer all of them, but
there might be even a reverse way. Because what I'd say is also examine what happens in the present too.
Okay.
How do you feel when you talk to people? How do you feel? Is it that you feel paranoid?
Resentful?
You feel upset, resentful, untrusting?
Yeah.
You know, what is the emotion that comes up? Because it can't be just no emotion at all. So yeah, something has to be there.
If there was no emotion though, that still tells you something, because it's still like the very fact that you're not feeling something, it still could, if you retrace your steps, lead back to some kind of, maybe possibly again, we don't really know, but possibly some kind of defense mechanism where it's like you just minimize feeling. You cut off the negative sensations. You try not to feel anything to feel, so you can feel safe. But unfortunately, you know, as a kid, you don't really know what you're doing. So you then kind of fuck up yourself by flinging the needle all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum. So before you were feeling too much, now you're feeling absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So, yeah. The professional help is definitely what we would recommend for something like that. Well, you want to leave it there?
Yeah, we can leave it there.
So I know this was a weird episode, guys. But I think it's one of those kind of necessary episodes in terms of the realness of it all. And you don't know, like, we always do heavy topics and stuff like that. But this one was definitely the most challenging episode thus far. But I don't know, maybe it will prove to be the most fruitful, the most rewarding. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. It's been Wasted Wisdom. You know, you can still shoot us questions. You can still follow whether us or the Wasted Wisdom JA page. But we will see you soon. Take care.
Take care, guys.